Once you launch your VNS3 controller, you have the option to upload licenses. Paste your license from begin PGP message through end PGP message and click submit. Next, you'll have the option to go with preconfigured subnet parameters or choose custom addressing. Today we'll go through custom addressing. First of all, you cannot overlap any subnets with your VPC or VNet cloud subnet that your VNS3 is running in. The custom CIDR at this time cannot be grown without a full reconfiguration, so unless you're constrained, please always use at least a /24 CIDR. If you don't want to use the overlay and you're okay with your data in motion being in plain text in a third-party environment, it still requires a configuration and your subnets must not overlap, but in that case you will be able to use a /28 smaller network. For the custom addressing, you have two scenarios. You can use custom addressing configuration with the overlay network or without the overlay. First, we'll go through with the overlay. If you're using the overlay network, you can use a /24 or /22 CIDR. At Cohesive, our approach is to put VNS3 controller address up at the top or the high end of your network CIDR range, and then you can start your client pack usage at the beginning of that range. Here we'll do 192.168.203.0/24. And for manager IPs, we'll pick 192.168.203.253. And then manager 2 will be 192.168.203.252. My manager VIP will select 192.168.203.254. For client IPs, you can do comma separated or your start-end ranges. For this license, we have a maximum of 8 IP addresses, so 192.168.203.1 hyphen 192.168.203.8. Click submit and reboot. Click OK. All right. Once your VNS3 controller restarts, your encrypted overlay still has a lot of space left, and with an upgrade license you can increase the number until you're using the entire 192.168.203.0/24 except for the VNS3 controller address on the overlay, your VIP, and 192.168.203.0 all the way through 255 address. Continue setting up our VNS3 controller. Click Generate New. I'll name it Demo. Our keys have been created. So now you can go look at our client packs. And they have the overlay address. We'll continue configuring by selecting Manager 1 this instance. If you have a multiple manager topology, you would put the IP or DNS name here. But for right now, we'll just finish configuring. They save changes. And then on runtime status, you'll be able to see manager ID, your overlay IP, the VIP, and the subnet. Now for our second scenario, if you do not want to use the overlay, it's the same process. Click Upload License. We'll paste the entire encrypted license from begin PGP through end PGP. Click Submit. And next, instead of selecting Preconfigured, we'll add Custom. So if you don't want to use the overlay network in this scenario, and you're okay with your data in motion being in plain text in a third-party data center, you still must configure subnets. You'll still need to configure your subnets without any overlap with the underlying VPC, VNet, or cloud subnets. Since you're not using the overlay, we are also able to use a /28 CIDR notation for a smaller network. So here, we'll use 192.168.203.0/28. Manager IP for number 1 is 192.168.203.13. Manager 2 is 192.168.203.12. My manager VIP is 192.168.203.14. And our client pack IPs will be in the range from 192.168.203.1 through 192.168.203.8. Click Submit and Reboot. And give it a minute to upload the license and reboot. All right, and once our VNS3 controller reboots, we'll go back to the Getting Started page. To continue with configuration, you can click on Generate New Keyset or Fetch a Keyset if you have an existing topology.